Sorry. I just like literally woke up I've been up for like an hour and I can't get out of bed. Nicole got with me today. Hi, Harley. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, this is my day. Yay. So I just got back from the bank. I got some gas in my car and I had to go get my boyfriend's dog some food. Because he was like stressing about it, and he was like, I don't know how I'm going, because he's been worried about like finances this lately, and I'm kind of at a good spot where I could like sort of help with little things like this. So I just told him, I was like, what kind of food does your dogs eat, because he's got two of them, and I'll go pick you up a bag of it, like here in town or something, or when I go up there, I'll go we'll go out and get them some. Anyway, I went ahead and got them the dog food. But anyway, but now I'm currently waiting on time to kill because my daughter does not get off the bus until like 3:30. Today I'm gonna like go and get her nails done. So try to make her feel better since her bunny died. I need to go down there and check on his grave, make sure no animals got a hold of him or nothing like that, because that's what I'm more worried about than anything, because his grave is sort of shallow. Oh, and by the way, I got I've never tried this Monster before, and I usually try all these like crazy Monster drinks sometimes. Like I just haven't really been in the mood to drink an energy drink lately, and I know that's kind of good, but like at the same time not. But I've already drunk like a cup of coffee, so like if I sound like I'm like rambling and I'm talking too fast, it's probably because I got like caffeine running through my veins or something. But anyway, this is Aussie lemonade style. Aussie style lemonade, I guess, or Aussie lemonade style. I don't know. But it kind of tastes like a lemonade, but there's like more citrusy like fruits in it, but carbonated. And usually lemonade here in the States is just like straight up like lemon, water, and sugar. But I also heard, and like if you're from if you live in a different country, that some countries have like a carbonated lemonade. And I wonder if this is an Australian thing too. But you correct me if I'm wrong. But if it is true, I really want to try it. I mean, even though I'm trying this, but this is like an energy drink. This is probably not the same, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm drinking my lemonade. It's pretty good though. Don't sleep on that. But anyway, yeah, I went to the bank, got gas, got my boyfriend's dogs some food. He's got a pit bull and a Pomeranian. So, and I didn't know like exactly what kind. He just said the kind in the bag, a yellow bag, and I was like, is it pedigree? Because like that's the only one I know that like is in a yellow bag. I haven't had a dog since I had my dog Tinkerbell, which was like right before Shiloh was born, and then I had to give her up, which is sad because I really love that dog. She was a Chihuahua Dachshund mix, and I called her my Chiweenie. But anyway, so I haven't had a dog in that like an 10, 11 years, somewhere like that. Excuse me. And so I've not really, I've shopped for cat food a lot because I know kind of what the cats like. But as far as a dog, I've not shopped for a dog in years. Other than that one time when I like shopped for my brother's dog, but I shopped for outfits for her, so it was a little different. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I was in that dog section aisle, and I'm like, well, one says for small dogs, one says for adult dogs. And I'm not really sure if Bentley's like a full grown Pomeranian dog or not. And I knew that his pit bull is like a year and a half old. So I just went ahead and got the adult stuff. So I didn't know. I did not know like what to buy the dogs, because it's been so long since I've bought dog food, you know? And I know that's bad. That is bad. But I just haven't had a dog in forever, because like when I moved into my grandma's house, my grandmother, like, I wanted to get a dog then, and my grandmother was like, no. And so I respected her in her house, you know. And then at the time we had my old cat Benji, you know, the one that passed away like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. It's been 2 or 3. I can't even remember. But anyway, he was 16 when he died. And so, you know, I always bought like cat food and treats and stuff like that for him. And then when he finally passed away, we got all these hamsters and the bunny rabbit, of course, which R.I.P. Archie. Yeah, so I had to like learn how to, and I didn't even know like what to buy for hamsters and a bunny rabbit at that point. And then we got Harley, which we got her about a year after he died. So we've had her now a year and a half. So he's been dead like 2.5 years now. Just crazy. But anywho, or no, did we get her the same year he died? Yeah, I think we did. I think we got her like 2 months after he died. So we've had her for like a year and a half, and he's been dead for a year and a half. Something along those lines. Anyway, my math is fucked. Brain not working properly. So anyway, so I already knew how to like what to buy for a cat. I already knew what to, you know, and at this point I had been learning about bunny rabbits, because we got him like 3 or 4 months before we got Harley. And the hamsters, you know, we had to buy like all this bedding, and what else do we have to buy? I mean, obviously the food. But yeah, and today I know it's weird, because like the bunny is not my pet, but he was part of the family, you know, because it was my daughter's, you know, and my daughter's my family, you know. And I was throwing my grandma's mail. I was throwing the mail on the table for my grandmother. And I threw it on top of a bag of rabbit pellets that he eats, of course. And it made me kind of sad, because it was just like a reminder of him, you know. And it's crazy, because that's just like a little thing. It's not even a major thing, but it's just like a bag of rabbit food reminded me of him, you know. And I don't know, I'm not getting emotional. I'm not going to try to, even though he was part of the family. And his last few months I was taking care of him. And I know that like, I blame myself for it, because if I would have checked on him days before, or even a day or two before, even, I could have saved him. I could have saw him struggling, laying there, and like rushed him. He basically died very tragically. And I don't know if I explained it or not, but we found him behind a dresser, and our theory of how it happened, or my theory, I should say, not everybody's, is that he hopped on, because he's one of those like rabbits that run around. He just doesn't, he refuses to stay in a cage. So we basically set up the back bedroom, like when we cleaned it, we set it up for him to like just hang out in, and like that would be his like whole cage, you know. And the back bedroom's not a very big room at all. So, and mind you, he was a very smart rabbit. He actually figured out a way to open up, there's a door from our back bedroom that leads to my grandmother's room. Well, he figured out how to open that door and get out one time. And so I kind of like fixed it to where he wouldn't. I mean, he still could have, but you know, he hadn't succeeded in that. Well, I'm thinking what had happened was he hopped on, we have like a little black dresser next to that door, and I think it used to house like my brother's like summer clothes and some like beach towels or some random shit like that, you know. And it doesn't get used anymore. And so, and it used to have a TV on top of it with like a little satellite box, and I think like a game system on it. But we took the TV out and all that, and there was nothing on that dresser. Well, I don't really ever recall one of those Power Wheel batteries. I don't know, anybody who has kids knows what I'm talking about, but like the Power Wheels like that they drive when they're little come with like a battery, like almost like a smaller version of a car battery. But they're heavy, mind you. They're very heavy. I mean, they're not heavy like a car battery is, but like it's pretty heavy, to say the least. I mean, it could hurt your foot at least, you know, it's that heavy. Well, anyway, what my theory is that he got up on the dresser and he slipped. Like he lost his footing or something, like he hopped on there and lost his footing. And when he did, he tried to grab onto that car battery, or the little Power Wheel car battery thing. And when he did, the car battery went on top of him and squished him. Because like when we found him, he had a battery on top of his stomach. But my dad also told me that there was like a box of like rodent poison back behind there that he could have probably gotten into. My theory on that, though, this is just mine, is that when he got trapped underneath the battery, he was he was thinking or trying to survive and thought that box of poison was his pellets. And so he figured like he would just eat that and wait for somebody to come get him, or wait until whatever. But my dad said he'd been there for days. And the crazy thing is I'd been checking on him for the past 3 or 4 days, making sure he was good, you know? And I mean, I knew there was something up and something wrong, but and then my daughter ended up being the one that like saw his little paw sticking out of the dresser. I feel so bad. I really do. Because there was nothing that I can do at that point, you know? Like I couldn't bring the bunny back. I wish I could. I wish I had that ability to bring him back. So, and I blame myself for it, because if I would have known he was in that situation, I would have immediately helped him out. Of course, he would have been scared. He would have probably been like running around. I would have caught him, took him to a vet, called a vet and asked them if they can see him and check him and make sure he's good. And if he's not good, we figure out a solution to make him feel better and go from there, you know? And that sucks because I didn't do it on time. I didn't get to him in time. And I blame myself for it because I was taking care of him, you know? And my daughter is just so torn up about it. Even today, she was telling me that, like, well, she told me last night that she wasn't going to go to school because of it. And I told her, I was like, that's your decision. And I hope Papa understands why you don't want to go to school. And then I guess she went to school because she texted me and said that she wanted to come home because everybody keeps coming up to her about her bunny, like, I guess condoling her or something like that, like saying, I'm sorry you lost your bunny, blah, 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 blah. But, and then my boyfriend was super nice. Like, he has a bunny, right? And he was like, well, when you come down, you can, you know, take the bunny with you, my bunny with you, and give it to her. And I was like, I don't know if my daughter's ready to have a bunny right now. I think if I just told him, I was like, she needs some time to grieve because that's her baby. That was one of her babies, you know. And then this morning, last night actually, what Harley kept, and she never does this, she just sat in my lap the whole night until I went to sleep and laid in my lap. And then this morning when I woke up, she did the same. Which is super sad because I kind of feel like she knew, or she knows that Archie's not there. So, but my dad was super nice to my daughter. He said that he's going to make him a little cross. And I told her that I would try to find him some flowers and just little things like that that she can stick on his little grave down there. He also told Shala that now because like where we buried him at is kind of near our woods. I'll kind of show you here in a minute. I'll go walk down there and like show y'all. And he said, well, now he's, you know, running and playing in the woods, you know, having, you know, he's able to do all that now, you know, just trying to like make her feel better, you know, but it wasn't really making her feel better. And she's kind of like me, like when people try to tell you like, oh, they're in a better place or they're looking over you or this, that, and other. It doesn't work. It doesn't help. So I know what she's going through. I even told her, I said, and I was trying to make her feel better too, but I don't think it helped either. I looked at her, I said, well, now Mama Lackey and Papa Lackey and, you know, Nanny's husband, Uncle Joe, Uncle Sammy, Dre, which is my friend that just died in February. You know, all these people that we've lost, that we loved, he's up there with them. He's up there with Benji. He's playing with Benji right now. You know, I was just trying to like condole her and all this other stuff. So I need to see if I can comment. There's a girl on TikTok that does like kind of like when pets cross the rainbow bridge, and she's supposed to be like the receptionist or whatever. I want to see if I can get her to do a video for Archie and tag Shala and I on it to make Shala feel a little bit better, you know, because that would be awesome. And might make her feel better that somebody tagged her in a video and it's about her baby. But anyway, I'm gonna go walk down here and I'm gonna show you his little grave and you can see like where it's set up at. My neighbors are outside. So I just want to warn you, it's loose dirt because we just buried him. So if you don't like that sort of thing, then you might want to stay away. But I'm coming down here to check on it anyway for my kid. Nothing's gotten into it. That's good. So anyway, this is the spot that my dad chose. And he's like right there. Like his hole was right there. That's his resting spot. And here's the woods that my dad was telling her where he's running around and stuff. So, and it's nice and quiet back here. So he's gonna have some peace. But this is his resting spot. But there it is. And this is the woods that are behind or surrounding him. So that's good. I was thinking though, and I even was telling my daughter about it, I was like, well, why don't we bury him next to Benji? Well, the only unfortunate thing about that is my dad's trailer is not over Benji's grave per se, but over maybe the spot that we could have buried Archie at. But I think Dad picked a good spot because Shiloh was just so distraught about it and everything that she couldn't pick a spot, and I don't blame her for it. It's very difficult. But I want to show you what Benji's grave looks like now because it's been so long. I don't know if you can see it with the trailer or nothing like that, but that's a spot. My neighbor made the little cross for him. It's not really a cross, it's just like a little, he carved his name in there. But then Shala put these like little flowers and on his grave. And his grave looks like it's sunken in a little bit, but anyway. And we also have a dog buried over there.
She said, don't feel pressure. I'm just asking you.
Just in case.
Yeah, like, but again, spraying cabinets is not going to deter someone from.
I'd come outside and vape for a minute. But daughter's in there getting her nails done, trying to make her feel better. But she's getting French with some bling on it. I'll show you what they look like when she's done. But yeah. Show your nails off.
I am.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Switched up the diamonds a little bit.
Yeah.
But you happy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Feel better? You do? A little bit. I know it's not gonna make up for, We're at Little Caesars. Charlotte ran in and got some pizza. We were goofing off and we were at the light and we were goofing off we're listening to some Tupac, right? It was on my Snap if you followed me. Anyway, and a police came up and we was acting crazier than all get out, and the cop looked at Shala while she was putting on her seatbelt, which I didn't even realize she had on, right? Because I always tell her yo, put it on, but it slipped my mind, before we left out of the nail salon, right? So she's over there and the cop just looked at her We was laughing about that. So if you see my snap and you're like wondering like what the fuck, like that's what it was. But anyway, we was just chilling and like Charlotte played some Tupac, which is funny because she knew of that song, which it's kind of hilarious but crazy at the same time because that's my kid for you. I gotta pop a zip, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm home. I didn't go see my boyfriend today. I know. I don't know what is up with him lately. And I feel like I have nobody to talk about this. And maybe you guys can tell me maybe I'm overreacting or give me some advice on how I should do this and approach this or whatever. Or if I approached it wrong. But I was supposed to go over yesterday, but I didn't. And then so then we planned for today. Well, I was busy getting my daughter's nails done and all this other stuff that it wasn't until like 7 o'clock or after 7 o'clock before I took my daughter home. It was like 7:30, more or less. So I went and called him like I did to see if he wanted me to still come over and stuff like that and make the drive down there. And no response. And then he texts me and he goes, I'm stuck in traffic. Okay. I said, okay. And I just shot him a text like, when do you want me to come over? Nothing. Yo. Like, not saying a damn thing. So then, like, earlier, like, when I was heading to take my daughter, I did the same thing. I said, hey, babe, like, when do you want me to come down and see you? I sent that on Snap. And no response. None. But I called, but I think I talked to him earlier. Did I talk to him earlier? Yeah, I talked to him earlier because we had a conversation. Or did we? I don't know if I talked to him today. I don't know. So anyway, he's took it upon himself to do that Uber Eats thing. So he went out today and done it, which there's nothing wrong with it. Make money, whatever. But him knowing that I was going to come over and I had plans to come over and stuff like that, he could cut it short or anything like that. You know what I mean? He could have done it for a few hours and just waited on me to like text him and then stopped. But no. And I understand. He's trying to make as much money as he possibly can because the job that he's got right now is currently not paying him great. And he hates it. He hates his job. And he's been looking for another job, which understandable too. Because he's driving like 30 minutes away for shit pay. But whatever. That's not even the half of it. Okay? So, I think this was a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, I believe. It might have been a little bit longer, but it could have been shorter. I'm not sure. I don't really know the exact date. But I know a few weeks back, I'll just say it that way. A few weeks back, and this was actually before he started this job, mind you. So it might have been a month. It might have been over a month. For a few days, I'd been texting and calling him and texting him and calling him. And he was starting to act weird beforehand, too. And I'm not the person that will, like, blow your phone up 9,000 times. But, you know, I called him once when I woke up to see what he was doing. Because at this time he wasn't working. And then I called him again about midday. Like, probably about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Midday is what I'm talking about, like, you know. And then right before I left work, I called him. And then in between, I would like shoot like, hey babe, and I love you, and like all these like random quick text messages to see if he would answer. But no, So then I got fed up with it and I said, I feel like you don't want to talk to me anymore. And he goes, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I feel like you're ignoring my calls and you're not texting me back. And he's like, well, I've been busy with my mom and this, that, and other. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I understand, you're helping your mom or whatever. But you've not been helping your mom for 2 or 3 days and stuff. And I don't understand why you have to have your phone off whenever. And because there was a couple of times that his phone just went straight to voicemail. And I'm like, and I don't understand why you have to have your phone turned off when you're with your mom. But to each his own, you know what I mean? Some people do that, so excuse me. He's like, no, I want to talk to you and everything. And I was like, well, it feels like you don't. And he's like, why do you feel that way? And I'm like, because. And see, I'm doing this thing where because I've been shitty about it, expressing what I'm thinking and what's going on in my head and how I feel and all this other shit. So that's why I mentioned it to him. And then after that, he was fine. He kept texting me, calling me, I'd text him, call me, da-da-da-da. Well, then, over this past weekend, which was the weekend of Easter, nothing. And I only called him like once that weekend, like not once, but like once, I think it was, no, twice. I called him, and I even called him on Snapchat, okay? And I don't do that. I usually just call from the phone. I would text him, no response, like all weekend long, and like it was from like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so 3 days, okay? And he didn't respond to me or nothing like that. Well, and he had been like snapping stuff here and there, and here and there, but like he doesn't snap often, but he snaps, right? So I can tell that he was like, he had his phone on and shit. And then I noticed that he was at a theme park, like it's called Carowinds. If anybody knows where Carowinds is at in North Carolina, you know where it's at. Okay, so I'm getting a little aggravated at this point because I can't get a hold of him. And mind you, we have a long distance relationship, but the only way that we, in my opinion, that we're going to keep this relationship going is if we at least talk once a day. I mean, we only see each other once a week. And I mean, I was at this point where I was livid. So I was like, I think he finally like texted me or something like, hey babe, I've been going through a lot, this, that, and other. I'm dealing with family issues. That's what he said the last time. But he said he was with his mom. So family issues, whatever. And I said, okay, just okay. I didn't say nothing else. And then I tried to call him to talk to him about it. No response. See if you want to talk about it. No response. Which I could if somebody doesn't want to talk about something. But in order for me to understand somebody and to know what makes them tick and what makes them happy and what makes them sad and all this other shit, I need to know what you're dealing with. Because I go to him when shit goes down. Anyway. So, I'm at this point starting to get worked up. Okay, so Monday rolls around and he posts this up that he's got season passes to this theme park for the year. Now, mind you, I've already lended him over $400 to just help him get by until he got his first paycheck and all this other shit. And not only that, but I just bought his dogs a bag of food today. Because I'm not going to let no animal starve. That's just me. Well, I was supposed to bring it down to him. But I'm not going to do that now. So anyway, I tried to call him when I got home. No response. His phone's cut off right now. I'm starting to get, I mean, I understand he could probably be in bed or whatever right now, but the thing of it is like, if he called me, I would immediately picked up. If not, I would have called back, like, within, like, a few minutes. So I called him out Monday on his shit. And mind you, he'd been acting weird since I saw him last, which was last Thursday. Today, so it's been a week. When his dad told me that I couldn't come over anymore. And his mom he told me later on that his mom talked to his dad about that. But, you know, I said, I feel like ever since your family doesn't want me over there and stuff, I feel like you've been pretty much like not wanting to talk to me either. Which, mind you, I haven't done nothing to his family. I've rarely ever talked to them, and when I do talk to them, I'm pretty nice, I'm polite, I have, you know, manners, all this other stuff. Anyway, I called him out on it, and we talked it over, and, you know, he did the what do you mean thing like most men do, and I went and told him all the stuff and how I felt and all this other shit, and I was trying to, like, let him know a lot of this shit, and then he turns around and starts boo-hooing, crying about his wallet being stolen, and that he has no money, and all this other shit, and blah this, and blah that, and la 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 la, la 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 this, la 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 that, you know? Not even I don't even think he read or listened to what I was saying. And now he's acting like this. And I understand he's got, like, he picked up the Uber Eats thing, you know, and I understand he's trying to work on that. But it's just so frustrating to me that I can't communicate with my guy, you know, my boyfriend. But yeah, he expects me to come down and see him, and he expects me to do all this shit for him, and he expects me to, like, praise him when things are good, but he doesn't want to deal with issues that that I see that we've got, you know, and he doesn't want to talk or communicate about it, and he doesn't want to work things out with me. And I'm fixing to tell him that if we don't start fixing our problems, then I'm out. I can't just always have this headache. And I understand you could be busy, and that's why you don't answer. But I know you see that I call. I know you see my text messages. I know you see them eventually. I'm not stupid. Even if you have an Android fucking phone, you see that shit. So, you know, and when I get into a relationship, and I really like the person, I put all my heart and soul into it because I love them. But as soon as, like, there's reasons for me to pull away, I start pulling away. And the faster I pull away, the faster I stop giving a fuck. And I really, really want this to work with him because I really like him and I really want to be with him, and I feel like he could possibly be my soulmate. But I don't know. I don't know what I should do in this situation. I don't know if I should just, like, call him out on it, or, like, just make a surprise visit to his house one night and sit there in his driveway until he shows up and have a conversation with him. Or what? You know, I don't know what I should do. Because, you know, I'll be on the phone talking to him and everything, and he'll cut the phone call short, like, hey, I gotta go because I gotta da-da-da. Before I can even say anything. He'll call me whenever things are going well for him, which I'm glad he does that. But he doesn't want to talk about the issues at hand that I see. Like the little to none communication from his end, you know, and the fact that I have been making all the trips down there to see him and sacrificing my gas, my mileage on my car. And mind you, I just got my car back from the car wreck, and I'm doing this. So now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foot down. And I'm going to tell him, I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm like, if you really want this to work, and you want to show me that you want this to work, because right now I don't see it working well. I'm going to tell him, you're going to have to start doing your part. And if he says, what's my part? I'm like, you're going to have to start you're going to have to start communicating with me more. We're going to have to start talking more about a relationship. We're going to have to start talking about other shit besides wanting to cuddle with each other and make out with each other and all this other stupid shit. We need to start talking about us. We need to start getting to know each other and get closer that way. You need to start putting the effort into coming up here to Asheville instead of me coming to Morganton. And I want you to see what I drive every day down, you know, to see you. And then come back up, you know? Like, you're going to have to start putting the effort in and show me that I'm worth your while. Wow. Not wild. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to start putting your part into the relationship. Because I feel like I've been putting all of mine into it, and you're not doing anything on your end. He's had it made for me coming to his house. I feel like it's time for him to come, not to my house, but come up here and spend time with me. Even if he just comes for the afternoon and spends, you know, or whatever, you know. Like, he's going to have to show that I'm worth his time. Because at this point, I feel like I'm not worth his time. I'm not worthy of it, apparently. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? Should I give him a chance to, like, improve? Or should I drop kick his ass? And just move on and be single for a while and not really stress about it too much. And get back on the dating sites and meet people again and see if there's any worthwhile people on there. I don't know what I should do. You guys can give me some advice on what I should do, or if you have any suggestions on how to make it better. So that's the only thing I can think of at this point to do, in my opinion. Excuse me. Thank you. You know, it's like, at least give me some, like, I really want to make it work. Like I said, I really want to, like, give him another chance and make it work with him. But if you think I should give him another chance, please give me some advice on how to approach it. Because every time I approach it, he starts throwing that he's basically not worth anybody's time. He's not enough for anybody, and bloody this and bloody that. And it's not that he's not enough for me. It's the fact that he needs to start putting his effort into me. You know what I mean? And proving that he wants to be with me. You know? Because I've shown that I want to be with him, you know, by going down there and lending money and trying to, like, keep in contact with him and all this other stuff and trying to express my feelings, but then they get shut down by him. He's going to have to start being more, you know. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell him this. I was like, I'm not going to do anything more for you. Since you're doing that Uber Eats thing, I'm not getting your dog's food or nothing like that. I'm not going to lend you any more money until you pay me back. And I'm not coming down to Morganton. You'll have to start coming up here and see if you want to see me so bad. And if you want to be with me so bad, you're going to have to start staying in contact with me more often. And you know, if I see that you're not trying to do your worth, you know, if I see that I'm not worth your while or nothing like that, I'm gonna just stop communicating with you altogether and move on and just be alone again. Because I'm not going through that. I'm not going through, you know, having my head wrap around, did I do something wrong every time he doesn't answer? Because I'm an overthinker too, so if I don't hear nothing from him or anything like that, I start thinking the craziest shit in my head. I really do. I don't know. I'm just so confused on what I should do at this point. And like I said, I really, really, really want to like be with this guy, but at the same time, maybe I should let him go, and maybe he can realize what the fuck he's done, and maybe it'll be an eye opener, and we can try to make it work later on, you know. Maybe we're just remain friends for right now, you know, until he can get his shit together. Because I don't need a dead weight. And I'm not putting the effort into it anymore. I think I've made my mind up. I'm going to stay here in Asheville from now on. And he's going to have to come up here and see me. And then also he's going to have to start communicating with me more, because if not, he's going to end up losing me. And I'm going to put it out there like that. I'm going to give him an ultimatum. I'm like, you're going to have to start putting your effort into this relationship or else. Because I've been doing it all. I feel like I've been doing it all.